Guys, welcome back for another week of the Beatdown. Thanks for joining us again. We got Dave Good tonight. We got Natalie Getz late, of course. We got Wes Hayden late, of course. We should just pair those guys up on the same screen. Kovacs is here again at his new wine shop that he opened up. Nice and shiny. We got our Bachelor attorney, Craig Robinson, in the house. Our newcomer for this evening is Alex McAllister from Jake Pavelka season. She's coming to us out of Columbus, Ohio. Marissa May's back again. Our fashion expert, possessionista, Nikki Kapke's supposed to be hopping on with us this evening. And our Nikki's here. I can't even see her. Good to see you, girl. And and our cowboy from the South, Ty Brown.
What's up?
Good to see you guys. Wes is calling me right now. I'm going to go ahead and hang up on him. So we got to start off tonight with the Beatdown countdown. Richard Matthew took it easy on everybody tonight. So let's go ahead and run the Beatdown countdown clip.
Richard Matthew here with another Beatdown countdown. As many of you may or may not know, producers have a big hand in how someone comes across on the show. So today I'm counting down the top 3 180s and personalities on The Bachelor, Bachelorette, and Bachelor Pad. Number 3, Dave Good. When he originally appeared on Jillian Harris this season, he, in his own words, was more of a bad boy than a man-codes man. When he was able to go on The Bachelor Pad, he made amends for this and showed us exactly what a man-code man is. Now, while some of you still might call him a douchebag, at least he now has an instruction manual. Number 2, Natalie Getz. When she was on Jason Mesnick's season, you thought that maybe diamonds and rings and anything that blings were all about her. But if you truly know Natalie Getz, she doesn't even have her ears pierced. Later on in the Bachelor Pad, she was able to show that she's actually just one of the guys. And my number 1 turnaround story is Michelle Money. On Brad Womack's season, you thought she was the crazy girl that was going to try to control Brad the rest of his life. Now on Bachelor Pad, she's turned around and is America's after her and her father's tragic loss to cancer. Well, you pretty much have no soul. That's it for this week's countdown. Back to the Beatdown.
I'm going to give Dave a round of applause there for having his own manual. Nice. All right, guys, so you know I'm going to start off with Bret Michaels. For God's sakes, the song's a classic. But, I mean, you got 1 second, you got Holly getting out of a limo saying, I don't want to be around Stagliano, it's awkward. And then the next second she realizes she's going to get a rose. What's going on? Are we in a Atari game right now or what? Good grief. The next second, she realizes she's going to get a rose, and all of a sudden, she's all snuggled up to him. So I'm going to go to one of the girls on this. Marissa, what were your thoughts on the 1 second it being awkward, next second getting a rose?
Yeah, I don't know what to think of it, and I talked about this a little bit in my blog. Granted, there's probably a lot to their relationship that everybody doesn't know, a lot of ins and outs, and especially, I don't know either of them. But I feel like Holly isn't any better than what Blake is doing to Melissa. I mean, Blake is pretty much saying to, he needs to man up and just tell her, I don't want a relationship, I'm just using you for the strat, or we're just going to be strategic partners. And that's pretty much what Holly's doing to Stag, because she voices that she knows they shouldn't be together. She voices that she hates to see him hurting for her or wanting for her. She says she doesn't want to be close to him. Yet when she's around him, it's kind of a different story, and she's still accepting dates with him, and she's still being close to him. So, I mean, she knows that she should tell him that she, doesn't want to talk about the relationship, but she just can't bring herself to do it. So, I don't know. I know he's going to end up getting hurt in the long run, and I feel extremely bad for him because we're having to see this play out on both ends. But I don't really think she's that much different than Blake in this situation.
Lauren, you're shaking your head over there. What do you think of this?
Yeah, like last week, I think like 3 people were really pissed, probably family members of Holly, at what I said about her not being a good girl. So, I don't know her, and I do feel like there's some kind of emotion. I'm sure if Bret Michaels showed her some interest, but he didn't. So, I mean, I think that it is a really difficult situation. I do feel really bad for Mike. I totally agree with Marissa. It's hard to watch. She's just not telling him what she's telling when she's talking to the camera and saying she just doesn't think they should be together. With him, she's kind of accepting the roses, and I think if she was a real woman, she would not accept it. She wouldn't have gone on the date. He's going to carry her to the end.
Craig, being the attorney, now that Stagliano can see this edit and what Holly's doing to him, what do you think he's thinking?
Well, listen, I got to start this off by saying one thing. You play to win the game, right? I mean, isn't that the whole point? I mean, that is the absolute point of this show, and I don't hold it against her one bit if she's playing him to win $250,000. I mean, I know he's a nice guy. I've never met him again. I'm sure he's a great guy off the show. But I mean, Dave could probably attest to this most, but like, you go on that show for one reason, to win $250,000. You may screw people over. Everyone may not love you at the end of the day, but the point of the show is to win the money.
But I don't think she would lose she wouldn't lose his partnership if she told him that. I don't think he would go anywhere else. They would still be partners.
Yeah, that's one thing.
I agree. There's no reason for her to
But the thing is, it's not even close to Blake and Melissa, first off. That's not even a comparison. They have a 2-year relationship. They've been engaged. Right. Blake and Melissa just met each other. So her taking that is completely different. I do think that she's making a wise decision. If you think about this, if she does care about the guy, is she going to want to deny it? Say that on national television, break his heart on national television when she can wait 2 more weeks, or maybe pull him aside, and the right thing probably you're right to do would pull him aside, say, listen, I want to help you get to the end too, help me, but how awkward is that? You're in the house, you're playing the game. I mean, put yourself in her position, and their whole chemistry, it's obviously awkward. But to compare them to Blake and Melissa, I think is a bad comparison, because Blake and Melissa, they don't even know each other. They kissed one time.
Relationship-wise, yeah.
They have a 2-year relationship, so for them to, it's a lot more serious. There's a lot more involved.
And it doesn't sound like they resolved it at all. It sounds like there's so much unfinished business there. That's got to be. I mean, I just went through a divorce. You know how if you put me in a house with my ex-husband, my head would be going crazy too. But I think she's smart. Any woman with $250K in her bank account is a smart-ass woman to me. So
they can still help each other, I feel like.
Yeah.
She should tell him, though. I think you're right. Marissa should tell him.
Nikki, you went on the pad with one of your exes. Juan was there. It was awkward.
You have to bring that up?
Lovebirds.
Come on now. Let's be honest here. I mean, what do you think? Do you think Holly's tactics are strictly business, or you think, why is she saying one thing on camera and doing another thing to his face? What are your thoughts?
Well, I'm sure she's torn, because they do have that history. She does still care about him. She wants to spare his feelings. So there's that hesitation there I could see. And she could have pulled him aside privately and said, hey, I don't know what we are right now, but I want to just keep things kind of Switzerland and give another girl a chance to get to know you better, maybe give her a rose. But at the same time, everyone's in this for money. It's a game at the same time. So she's putting her best interest forward. It's a lose-lose situation, no matter how much you put on it as spin in regards to Stagliano being involved.
I'm going to go to Dana. Yep, no, it totally does. I'm going to go to Dana. Dana, we're going to hop off the subject here for a second. The swimming contest. Fashion-wise, was this a train wreck, or is it just me?
Well, I mean, I think that they were set up certainly to be humiliated, and the costumes went right along with everything else. I mean, that was just atrocious. But I have to say, kudos to anyone for getting on national television in a tiny little bikini or Speedo. I mean, I'm not doing it, and I think that everybody, rocked that swimsuit. The little flowers as the pasties. I mean, they rocked it. And so, I mean, I could probably swim better than most of them, but I definitely would not look as good in a bathing suit.
That's funny. All right, we're going to go back on the record here. Ty, what are your thoughts on this whole Melissa Blake drama? Do you think Melissa's overreacting, or do you think that Blake's giving her good reason to be bummed? I mean,
I think it's freaking hilarious what Blake has done. I think it's great. First of all, I don't know Melissa. I don't know Blake, but I want to know Blake, because what great freaking TV is he knew exactly what buttons to push, and he pushed every one of them at one time, and it's a freaking game. I mean, if any girl reacted the way that she did after one date, I don't know. I don't know what would happen. That's crazy. I mean, she doesn't know him at all. She just met him. So you know what? Cool your jets a little bit. Hang out. Have a good time. You're here for the money. Blake is doing the right thing. And he went back and did the right thing, trying to smooze her over again, trying to keep everything cool. He's doing the right thing.
That's the funniest part. He went right back. And
Absolutely.
In 5 minutes, she's like, okay, we're teammates again.
He had to.
And he just ruined it. It was great.
Good for him.
I sometimes wonder what people think. Like, do they really think they're going to go on the Bachelor pad to fall in love, get married, and live happily ever after here? I mean, Kovacs, what are your thoughts here, buddy, on this whole Melissa Blake thing?
Well, Kovacs did fall in love on there, if you remember correctly.
It reminds me a little bit of what I went through, where after the first night of being on the Bachelor pad, all of a sudden I'm faced with this enormous hurdle of every single girl in the house thinks I'm treating, a psychopath poorly. And I have to defend myself, and then I have to, kind of scramble to make everyone, not necessarily like me, but at least think I'm a decent human being again. For no reason other than the fact that this girl is freaking crazy. So he's doing a great job. I love the TV. I love the drama, and I can't wait to see what she does next.
All right, we're going to go to one of the girls. I'm going to go to Lex here. Lex, what do you think of Blake kind of two-time and Melissa with Holly?
I think he's hilarious, and I definitely want to be friends with him. He's someone who needs to come to Ohio. Huh? Can you hear me?
Lex, if you can hear me, we can't hear you.
I can hear. I can hear.
Yeah, I can hear her.
I can't hear it also. Patrick, if you can turn Alexa's audio on for me, that'd be awesome.
Hey, Nikki, your hair looks cute, by the way.
Give me a thumbs up when you're done, Lex, so I know you're
Thanks,
done.
Lex.
All right. No, I think Blake's awesome. I think Melissa is gives every girl a bad name, and we have to clean up her mess and be overly cautious in a relationship because of girls like her. I don't know her either, so I don't want to put her down, but you're going in here with a strategy, and you got to stick to it. And she is getting so wrapped into Blake and his little pearly whites that it's ridiculous. So.
I take it she's done. Her lips stopped moving. I couldn't hear a word you said, Lex. I'm sure it was awesome.
Here, I'll do this. Done.
She's
Dave.
Done.
Dave.
She's done.
Thank you. I'm sorry I'm having technical difficulties. Lauren, what are your thoughts on this whole deal with Blake and Melissa?
I don't know if you can hear me. I think that the premise, what I thought the premise of the Bachelor pad was to win money and potentially fall in love. I think it was supposed to be both. But, I mean, you guys who have played on it are telling me that it's not. It's just about the money. Melissa, yeah, she overreacted 100%. Blake is getting funnier. Like, last week I was kind of annoyed, but this week I kind of think it's funny. And, he's playing the game. Melissa, she's like the pawn, I guess, and she definitely needs to take a step back and calm down with that crying bit because I agree with Lex, she's definitely giving women a bad reputation.
I've heard good things about her, and people have said when they met her
she's
that
really
she's
sweet.
Really sweet, really nice, but it's very, very hard to defend her when 2 shows back-to-back, you act like that. Like, I mean, that's nuts. I mean, it really is. That's insane. What she's doing is asinine to me. I don't understand it. She has some problems.
Yeah, but don't you guys all know someone like her? She's 32. She's like desperate to get married, and she's just like she finds a guy who shows her a little bit of attention and latches on. I mean, that's really the truth. You don't know someone like that?
I could name 40 people right now that you.
So I'm just saying, she just got caught doing what millions of women do on national television.
And it's more important than the money.
That's the point. We all are like that, ladies, but we all hide it better, right?
Oh man.
I don't know.
Wow.
Marissa, you were on Melissa's season, right?
Yes, I was.
What are your opinions on this?
As a recipient of her craziness.
Did you guys have drama on your season?
Did you forget this?
Oh yes.
I didn't watch too closely.
I don't remember that.
I was the one that got
Natalie's
up
here.
on. I have experience with her inside the house, and then I've had experience seeing her right now. The people that have hung out with her outside of the show, I haven't done that. Say that she's sweet, and I'm sure that she is. This situation it picks at your insecurities and where you're weak, and it exploits them. And I think she is just not only one that can't handle the situation, but I think she's someone that doesn't learn when you might be being played in the show, whether it be by other people or by producers. You're someone who
once
could
you
easily
realize that, you stop.
Right, and she even
just keeps
on our
going
show,
and going and going and dragging it out.
And she'll run it and she'll run with it, and she's someone that you know, during our season would constantly just talk about wanting to be on Bachelor pad. So I think that it's something that, you know, she's wanted, and I just don't think she gets it. And, you know, it's nothing about her as a person. I'm saying this 1,000 times because I get attacked for it, but it's nothing about her as a person, but I just think her on the show, it's not showing maybe a true side of her, and it's just being exploited on TV. And, you know, last episode she said she came on to kind of set the record straight onto who she was, and she's just not doing a good job of it.
I almost feel like there's a producer in there stoking that Melissa fire every time.
I have no doubt that there is. No doubt that there is.
Yeah.
Because
well, that and I mean, a lot of women are. A lot of women. I mean, it's a proven fact, like scientifically proven, that our hormone levels are a lot different than male, and some women just can't handle it. And that's what I texted her today, as we were texting back and forth, and I was like, hey, sorry, I totally poked fun at you, but it's so easy. Like, haha, I know. And you know, because she just can't emotionally handle taking her feelings out of the game and just looking at it as what it is, a game. So I feel bad for her, because it sucks. She kind of went on to redeem herself, and in turn she's made it way worse. So she's so nice, though.
We're gonna take a Twitter question from Jennifer April 24, and they want to know: do you guys think that Melissa would be a wildcat in the sack? I'm guessing she would be. I'm gonna let Craig Robinson handle that question.
I'm going to answer that question in 1 second. Hold on, real quick. Natalie, did you just say that it's scientifically proven that women's hormones are different than males?
We have different hormones.
Thank you, Craig. I was keeping my mouth shut, but I was letting it go.
Ew, you guys are all going to annoy the hell out of me.
Don't annoy Natalie.
It's shocking.
Wait, I didn't even hear, because you guys are all talking over each other like a bunch of idiots, but
oh, yeah, here we go.
True. Women have different hormones than men.
Thanks, Captain Obvious.
Okay, well, I'm just saying.
And we have penises and vaginas.
You're already bugging the crap out of me.
Boys have penises.
Sorry, but getting back to Melissa.
Breathe.
She'd be a wildcat in the sack, but you wouldn't want her.
Define, please.
Craig,
elaborate.
anything, Star Magazine.
Like Fatal Attraction.
Oh my goodness. All right, another guy. Ty, what do you think? You think our question from Jennifer April 24? What do you think about Melissa? Would she be?
I think she would be all into it the whole time, and she'd be one of those after you got through. She cried. She just wants to hold you. I don't know. That's my thought. I don't know.
Oh my goodness.
I've met men who have done that too. I'm just.
I did. They have vaginas.
Same names.
Oh my goodness! All right, back to the Melissa and Blake stuff.
I'm back. Hold on.
Craig.
Yeah. Did you hear that?
Do you have anything to add to the Melissa and Blake drama?
Yeah. They just say that you have to take a psychological.
True.
It's true.
Oh Lord. Nikki, do you? I mean. You went on. You had, relationships with people on there. You never had this problem. What's your MO on this whole deal?
Well, I'm really private, and I'm really careful at how I expose myself. And people like Nat and Dave have seen me outside of the show, and they know that I'm just normal and low-key. And Natalie knows me better than anybody as far as the relationship stuff goes and the history of what I've gotten through. So I would never put myself out there to be emotionally vulnerable on camera outside of backing up a friend or defending myself. In a relationship status, I would never show some guy my weakness and bawl in front of him hysterically and then keep going and going and going. It just makes someone feel repulsed by you. That's just not in my nature. After 9 days, right. I mean, after even, the odd years I was with somebody.
After 30 days, it's fine, but 9 days.
Exactly. No, I just think some people don't have that off switch to be like, okay, I need to take a breather and just let it go. And some people just keep that button on.
But you know what? I think it's a lot like Jesse said a minute ago. It's like you give them an inch and they'll take a mile. Somebody's back there probing her, wanting somebody else to ask questions. And it's just throwing it right in front of her face. I hate it for her. It makes great television. That's great. I don't know her. And maybe she's not like that in person. But like you said, she came on here to make herself look better. And it's kind of fell the other way for her. And I hate that for her, but, you know.
You learn it the second time around.
They can't make you say things. They can't make you do things. Like, you are a grown-up. So if you are going to be like, okay, fine, this guy played me, I'm a fool, then you're just like, suck it up, get over it, move on.
Get over it.
Did I drag the whole house into the fact of Juan and I's relationship? No. The only person that really knew the true story was Natalie, and possibly Kovacs and Dave witnessed a little bit of it. But I didn't tell the whole house our story and drag it on and make him seem like this villain. He did that himself by talking to everybody and forming these alliances with everyone, and then everyone found out that he was fake. That's why.
Now, Juan's hormonal levels. Let's talk about those.
The thing is, she's 32 years old. And
She's a
I
grown
think
woman.
at some point,
She can control
she's a
herself.
grown-up, she's an adult, and she's been on the show before. I think that's when the excuses run out. You know, you've been on there before, you know what the producer, and I don't know, I mean, I guess you can keep making excuses, but at some point you just got to own it and change.
Think about how many girls, the guys that are on here, that you've heard say, I'm 30, my eggs are dying, I need to have a baby soon.
Who says
Not
Yeah.
all
anymore?
30-somethings
They've
say
never
that,
said
since
it.
Yeah.
No.
Well, I've heard that.
You're
I've
like
heard
living
that
in a small town Colorado?
plenty of times. Plenty of times.
Oh, that's right. You are. Well, welcome
Easy.
to civilization.
Easy. In any event. All right, we're going to move on to the Casey Vienna promise ring. I'm gonna let Dave Good start off with this one. So here's what I've heard.
God.
This is what I've heard through the rumor mill. Vienna said, I don't want it to be an engagement ring simply for the fact that she didn't want Casey to propose on TV. That's what I've heard. With that being said, Dave, what are your thoughts?
I felt bad for the guy. I really did. Like, I feel like he confessed his... If it would have been anybody else besides those two, like if Jackie and Ames would have done that, it would have been really romantic. But the fact is, we've seen their relationship, and it's terrifying to watch. Like, they're just really, really bad couple. They treat each other bad. And so it was toxic. And so to see her, and her reaction to it, I think, should tell him so much. And I just don't know why he can't see this. I feel like he's a smarter guy than that. But her reaction was the worst mood killer I've ever, I mean, what else do you say after that? I mean,
Well, I
Bye.
have back up for that. I have a
Bye-bye.
little inside scoop on that, which I kind of actually do feel bad for Vienna because they talked about it because I live in LA with them, so I see them from time to time, and she's told Casey several times, if you ever propose to me, please, I don't want it on camera, I don't want it public, I just want it to be romantic, you and I. And so when he pulled that box out, she got a little freaked out and was just like,
okay,
you're not
then that's
proposing her.
fair
Yeah.
enough. That's
Yeah.
fair enough.
To clear that up, but.
Marissa, what do you think?
Well, I mean, not knowing, the backstory and just seeing it play out, if I was him, I would have straight chucked that ring into the woods, down the hill, at the back of the mansion. The second I saw that reaction, I thought that was almost like a slap in the face. And then he started singing, and she's doing what the rest of America's doing and laughing at it. I mean, it's just...
I thought he was going to start laughing as a joke at some point.
I mean, and honestly, I'm going,
no.
he's totally
Serious.
I'm like, is he joking? Like, is he totally just trying to make like the blooper reel at the end of the episode, or is he being serious? But I mean, yeah, looking at it, watching it play out, I was just like, oh wow, she really just said that to him. One second she's saying she wants to have his babies, and then she's saying, oh, don't be an engagement ring. So, I mean, hearing the supposed backstory of it, totally can see that being the case.
Right.
But at the same time, what if he was proposing? Which, I mean,
Yeah.
and
Well, who
she
says
wants
that
to
it better
spend the
not
rest
be
of
an
her.
engagement ring?
Yeah. What if he really was? And would she have looked at him and said no? I mean, even if she didn't want it on national television, what if he decided to do it?
It would have been great TV.
I mean,
Imagine
like,
if it was actually, though, and she said yes.
I actually heard a rumor. I've heard a few rumors. I've heard that Jake Pavelka was offered upwards of $20K and guaranteed 4 episodes, which is exactly the reason why they ended this episode the way they did, is because they have to fulfill their contract by giving Jake a 4th episode. And
finale.
Yep. And I've heard that other people on this season have been offered money to do certain things, and I'm not going to name any names.
Surprise.
But in any event, Dana, the show has been a train wreck this far. How's the wardrobe been? How was this week's wardrobe? Little wardrobe recap.
It was hard for me. I'm in Chicago. Nikki probably had the same problem that it got preempted
Couldn't
by
watch
the
it.
football game. So I had to watch it on a live stream. So it was sort of hard to focus. And I think Natalie will probably back me up too. I thought it was really sort of lame sauce last night, like clothes-wise.
The only-
thought was Holly's
Natalie looked the
outfit
best.
at the end. Oh, and Natalie on the All Saints dress. Natalie, you
Yeah.
walked on and I was applauding
That's
for
awesome.
you.
Not gonna lie to you guys, I
Gorgeous.
agree. I did
It was
look the
gorgeous.
best.
The best.
My orange Youngstown T-shirt was
Outfit-wise,
awesome.
not facially. I'm a stylist.
Dave, I think you look really good.
Dress boy.
Thank you guys. Thank you. Put a lot of time into
You
that
guys,
outfit.
we showed up to set, and I was like, Dave, is that was what you're gonna wear? A free T-shirt? And he's like, yeah, that's what you're gonna wear.
Dave, your man boobs were sextastic, buddy. You had no
Yeah.
idea.
Great. I couldn't even see it. I had to watch it on here, and it was that big. I didn't even see it. I couldn't even see myself. It sucked.
Lex, you just went through a little relationship debacle of your own. What do you think of Casey and Vienna's relationship?
I think that every guy should take a note that it is never good to sing to a woman with ever. I don't care if you have a good voice. And my favorite part about that scene was Casey even did the boy man chin move. You know what I mean? Like the chin and swoosh move, like that. Oh, like that move. Even, and that's when I knew he wasn't joking. That's when I knew he was being serious, and that's when my heart broke, because then that's when I knew he was a little bit different. So.
That's a good way to put it. I've been trying to word it and trying to stick up for the guy throughout the show for a little bit, and now it's impossible. How do you stick up for that? Like, what do you?
He's a little bit
different.
He's kind of like the male Melissa in a way, because he's kind of cuckoo in this relationship that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
I think Casey's just like Melissa, and the two of those. That's my pick. I think the two of those people should get together. So.
Oh God.
Oh, hell no.
Oh, man.
No.
Oh, disaster.
And I want them to tour around with Bret Michaels and drive the bus for him.
Bret Michaels was awesome, by the way.
He looks
That was
sick,
badass.
though.
He is
I think
awesome.
He looked like he was sick.
Well, he's had like
He's
he was a
some sort of medical issues.
yeah. If
He's
that guy
done
was
coke for 40 years. What do you think he's going to look like?
I know.
He looks like he's a little skinny. I'm not sure.
He needs to go ahead and shave the goatee, too. I just didn't fill in for him. I don't know if it was the Botox or what.
Ugh, allergic.
Oh man, I have to say though, after seeing this week's episode when they showed Jake kind of coming after Casey, or at least that's the way the edit looks, you can tell that they are doing everything in their power to redeem Jake's edit. I mean, that dude, if I had never watched The Bachelor and I tuned in this week, I'd be like, that guy is on his game. Like, he did everything perfect. Everything was like perfect.
I thought he did good.
And I think that they're using the funny edit of Casey and Vienna with the positive edit of Jake to just kind of make this whole thing kind of. Did somebody just flush a toilet? What just happened?
How genius was it of
Hercules.
Erica, Dave, and Nikki, especially because we've played this game. But like honestly, looking at their Powerful Six, because Dave and I were in a Powerful Six, so we've kept it a lot more secretive.
I said it from the beginning.
And
people look out for Erica. People underestimate her.
Well, but Erica was like, but despite the fact that she was super funny, creeping up on conversations and talking about lip injections because she rocks. But she was so smart to say, you know what? She was finally her and Blake were the first ones to realize, like, yeah, Casey's saying, I'm with you, we're cool, you're in my alliance, you're my friend. But Erica full on knew that they would get rid of her way before they get rid of Michelle and Holly, just like we would have got rid of someone else who that's our friend before Tenley and Elizabeth. And so she's like, I'm going to team up with Jake and get everyone to switch. And Kirk, I love Kirk so much. He's so sweet, but what the hell was he thinking? Like, these people aren't playing the game. They're being such idiots.
What about calm, cool, and collective she was when Melissa came at her? She was just so laid back. Like, I think she's doing great. I really do. I've met her, and she seems kind of ditzy and whatnot, but she's so chill and relaxed that that's what you need to be in the show, is chill and relaxed. Like, what about William? I didn't see him until the rose ceremony. Did anybody notice?
I didn't know William was even on the show until the other day.
Bad for him.
That's good though. I'll take that and win the $250,000. He's just laying low, and I mean,
let's be honest. We're seeing him. This is what, an hour show or whatever. Like that's a week worth of footage. And he makes the ending, like, that there's a lot more interaction that he has.
It's like 3 days worth of footage, I think, from the show.
3 days. So, 3 days and you're seeing him for 30 seconds. Like, he's in there, he's interacting. He's just not doing anything dumb enough to make the edit.
No, he told me. He was sitting in my apartment when they came to film the Men Tell All, and he's like, telling me all these one-liners he had. Well, him and Nick were both there. Well, okay.
Two? Talking about two at a time, Mary. That's my girl.
Oh,
I'm telling you.
I've never done that, I can promise you.
Oh,
But
See you in Vegas this week, Natalie.
I don't come anymore. Y'all are freaking me out. Jeez Louise. We've talked about like Coke and Botox and God knows what else. I'm a little scared to go to Vegas. But anyway, no, William was telling me all these crazy, funny one-liners. Supposedly he was like, when you and I were introduced as judges, he was like, now there's somebody I could see myself with. She's pretty, she's funny, she's blah, 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 and her name is Karen.
Oh man, that was the swimming coach, right, or the swimming champion? Yeah, awesome.
It's supposed to be they didn't play, but he told me so many other funny things he did. Like he actually had to go to the emergency room. I don't know if they're gonna show it, so I don't want to spoil anything. But if they don't show that, that's ridiculous. Like he fell off his ITM chair and cracked his head and had to go to the emergency room.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh man, Kovacs.
Protein shake should do it.
You still around here, buddy?
I'm still here.
What do you think of our singing Brohim?
Yeah, I think Lex said it earlier. You don't. First of all, you're on TV. Okay, forget that you're even on TV. You're at home, in the privacy of your own home with your girl, drinking some wine, whatever. You don't sing there. Why would you do it in front of millions of? You don't sing in the privacy of your own home because where's it going to get you? First of all, if you don't have even if you have a good voice, I mean, Ty, attest to this. You don't sing unless you get paid for it. If you get paid for it,
that's exactly right. That's exactly right.
If you're not getting paid and the bad voice looks like a douche in front of millions of people, that is such a bad move.
What is it though? My question is what is it that's different? Like how does he not know that that's not right? Like
I think the awkward receptors in his brain, he's not getting. Like, hey, this is gonna sound and look really awkward. And
just because he obviously thought of that shit beforehand. Do you think like he was sitting in the room by himself, like
he wrote it down? Yeah, he wrote it down.
Sweet. Like I'm gonna look so sweet on TV, dude. Like what the fuck is going through your head at that point? I don't know. He's not that smart. Obviously, he's not smart. He's with Vienna.
That's what it is.
But. I don't know. I feel like I'm watching One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest or something. It's a shit show every week.
Did you see the soup this week on the pad?
No.
Oh man, yeah. Joel McHale filled his mouth with cotton balls and redid the whole
Yeah, they showed that. I watched that kicking ass and telling Vienna to get out, and they showed him with the dental fillings where he sounds like Casey.
And you know, ABC pitched that to the soup. You know it. Yeah,
pretty sure he's just making fun of it because he's smart at his job, but that was pretty funny. Although it's kind of sad to make someone's... The thing that Casey can't help is he can't help that his voice sounds a little different, but he can help making himself look like a fool, so...
Well, I think it's like anyone, like, they know before these people even come on the show, what people, when they give them 3-4 drinks, what they're going to do. And I think that they know that when they get a little bit of booze and some of these people, they're going to get them to do stupid pet tricks. And I think that's what they did to Casey, was they probably gave him a bunch of drinks, put him in the ITM chair, and was like, hey, man, you're just killing it right now. What are you thinking? And then asked him the perfect question.
Go write a song.
Go sing your song to her, bro. It's going to be sweet.
Yeah, I don't know what you guys are talking about. I thought he sounded good, like really good.
Casey was really nervous giving her that ring.
He did though. He sounded good, guys. Come on, stop it.
I broke out in a nervous sweat watching that. Like, you feel nervous for somebody, or like, oh man, he's really serious right now.
Oh yeah.
Watch people on reality TV, and then all of a sudden it's someone you know, and you're like, oh, this is worse. You just start sweating.
The thought was nice.
You want them to stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, the thought was nice, but they should have stopped after the first verse. First verse was enough.
Next topic.
All right, I'm gonna go to Lauren. I'm gonna go to Lauren on this one, and then we'll move on. Lauren, what do you think of the whole? You got 10 seconds. Give me 10 seconds on Casey and Vienna's relationship. What are your thoughts?
It's scary. They have an unhealthy relationship when they like cornered each other in the laundry room or whatever, and then they couldn't. I think it's terrible, toxic, and I think it's a lot like with her and Jake. Like I think she's picking the wrong men. I don't know if that's gonna work out. But the singing was hilarious. I thought he was joking also. I got a kick out of that.
I think there's a lot of people picking the wrong men on this show. I'm going to go to a Twitter question with Nikki37. Nikki37 wants to know, I want to know if Michelle and Graham are a real couple. I'm going to start off by saying this. I think Michelle Money is amazing, and I think Michelle Money sucks at picking guys. and be a father to her child, I feel bad for her because she's doing nothing but setting herself up for heartbreak. That dude's had a girlfriend for like 5 years. I don't care what he says about them being broken up. They're not broken up. She's a soap star from New York, whatever. And I just feel bad. So with that being said, I'm going to go to...
Can I go?
Yeah. I know that you love...
Best friends with her?
I know that you love Graham and you love Michelle.
Michelle's like one of my best friends, so...
Yeah.
She and Graham, like, you don't have to put a status on a relationship so quickly. You don't have to say, this is my boyfriend and girlfriend, you know? They met on the show. They're taking their time. They're taking things slow. And you can't say someone's, you know, no offense, Jesse, but you can't say this person's not ready to be a dad or not ready to be a mom because you don't know what God has in store for you. You don't know who you're going to fall in love with. And if they're in love and it works out and it happens, it happens. And I think Graham's a great guy from what I know, and Michelle's amazing, and she's going through a hard time, and I'm just so glad that he can be there for her. Like, you guys have no idea how much Graham is there for Michelle right now, and I think that speaks volumes to his character.
Well, I think certain people come into your life for a reason, and right now, obviously, Graham is needed to be in her life to support her. So I agree with what you say, Nat, as far as, like, you don't have to label things right now.
I agree with you about labeling, and I agree with you about him being there for her, but I lived with the dude for 6 weeks. I'm not saying people don't change. I'm just saying from what I know of that guy, he is not at any point of any action that I've ever seen him do ready to be a dad at all whatsoever.
That was years ago.
It's true.
Yo.
What are your thoughts, buddy?
I like Graham and I like Michelle. I mean, I agree with you. I don't see them necessarily make it in the long run, but if he has a girlfriend, which I don't know, then that's kind of messed up. But if he does not have a girlfriend, then being there for her right now and you know, comforting her, good, because I know that she's going through some hard times.
No doubt.
But I like Graham. I like Graham. You know, he's one of my boys, so I have no issue with those two. But the thing is, I kind of want to beat the shit out of him because I really love Michelle too. So I don't know. How do I handle that, Natalie? Can you tell her that maybe I'm in love with her?
She thinks you're cute, but she doesn't want to date my ex-boyfriend.
Oh, come on.
Cock.
Kidding.
Man.
I know
For
you're
the
kidding.
record, to answer everyone's Twitter questions, Dave and I have never dated. We aren't dating. We are still really good friends. Clear that up.
All right. Everybody, for some reason, everybody keeps wanting to know who goes home. I thought that they kind of covered that. Jake Capola 1115 wants to know, do you all think who do you all think is going home, Jake or Casey? I think Harrison cleared that up when he called Casey's name. I mean, that's just me. Maybe the producers are going to throw us for a loop, but I think Casey gets, you know, the rose and Jake goes home. Anybody have another opinion or want to?
Does anybody have an inside scoop on that?
Yeah.
No, they're just being dramatic, like Casey, boom, black screen.
Yeah, I think people.
I thought that was really
didn't know if he was
stupid.
actually calling it or if he was like gonna say something else. And
Right,
but, I mean, if you look
Just a
online,
blackout
like
that was weird.
if anyone really needs to know, so clearly Jake is the one that goes home in case anyone.
Oh,
doesn't
they have
believe
that up?
Yeah, at least on Hulu it is. So
That's Diaries of Departed on the ABC website?
I don't know if it's on
Hulu.
ABC. It's on Hulu, so I'm sure it's on ABC too.
Sorry, I interrupted you, Nick. What were you saying?
I was just saying, I think it's stupid that they blacked out as soon as Harrison said Casey's name because I wanted to see the reaction on Vienna's face and Casey's face if
They'll show it
Jake,
next week.
you know, goes
Oh,
home.
yeah, I'm sure you will see it.
but that's just what you were being built up to see, and then to black out like that was just a huge like WTF moment.
Are they going to show it though? Is the thing? Are they going to show it?
Well,
I
here's
almost feel
it'll
like
all make
if
sense next week. So
I feel like it
Whatever that
validates the rumor going around that Jake had a deal with ABC for 4 episodes. I mean, obviously the producers saved him last week by sending home 2 girls. You know that wasn't like, that was planned. And then this week, you know, they're holding on to the ending 1 more week just to give Jake another episode. So the rumor that Jake got a contract for 4 episodes, I know that none of us have ever really gotten a big paycheck to do anything like that. I think times are changing, and they know that stupid metrics and ratings are worth money, and so that's just what they're doing. What anybody else have any inside info on the Jake exit other than no?
They wouldn't give me any. I asked.
Who do you guys think is going to be next? I mean, obviously they're kind of running out of the drama with
Melissa and Blake.
yeah, Melissa and Blake.
Yeah, you think they're next? But I mean, other than kind of the people that they've showcased, like we've talked, like Erica Rose hasn't had a ton of camera time. Who else did we say? Kirk hasn't had a ton of camera time. Like,
William?
William, how do you guys see all that going
Ella.
down? I mean, yeah, Ella, exactly. There's all these faces that we know that they're not going to go to the end. You know, who do you guys think's next after maybe Melissa and Blake?
I really
Ella
like
and
Ella. I
Erica.
don't want to see her go yet.
No, neither.
Well, I haven't
Yeah,
even
I
seen
want
much
Ella to
of
win it.
Ella. I think we know Ella, so that makes it different. We've heard good things about her, but I don't even. I mean, if you're just watching this show, you barely even see her. It sucks. And I think it's kind of bullshit on ABC's part to just give Vienna and Casey so much FaceTime and
Right.
kind of cut out everybody else. Like, I mean, William, although I think he can be a douchebag, he does say a lot of funny stuff. He really does. I give him some. There's not a lot of funny stuff. It's all just.
It's getting like too much.
Like,
Yeah.
Kovacs and I kipped in, like, we all had this kind of thing going on where we'd feed off each other. It was funny, and we had a good time, but this show is
You guys
just
were
like...
hysterical. You had us
just-
crying in tears from laughing so hard.
But they didn't even show any of it.
They didn't even show half of it, but I don't know. This show's... If I have to watch any more of those two going at it...
Right, like, I love them all to death, but, like, I cannot stand watching the same three people having a fight over and over. It's boring. It's becoming very boring. At first, it was great TV, and now it's like, okay, who are these other people floating around in the background, you know?
Who argues in front of people like that, by the way? How many people do you know that are in relationships that will just argue in front of, like, a group of people over and over? That's so awkward. If I was there, nobody's there to call them on their bullshit, but if I was there, you better believe I would say something. You two retards, go in the other room. Now. Like, I'm not going to listen. I'll throw pillows. I'd dump Casey in the pool like a little kid. Wishy-washy. Come on, buddy. Like, come on. What are you doing?
Wishy-washy.
Yeah, wishy-washy.
Wishy-washy.
Yeah, now go to your room. You're being naughty.
Oh my goodness. All right, we're going to hop off the Bachelor pad subject because I agree it's getting repetitive. Has anybody heard the rumor that Ben F is the new Bachelor?
Ooh, really?
No.
Ben F is the new Bachelor. He was caught filming his at-home little sizzle reel in San Fran. Thoughts on that? I'm gonna go to our fashion expert Dana. What do you think?
From a strictly fashion perspective, I'm thrilled. He wears great, he looks great in clothes, and I think Carrie is going to dress him fabulously and all of that. But from a viewer perspective, I'm excited because I think he's a really cool sort of chill guy, and I was really hopeful that it was not going to be Ryan. I couldn't watch Jake 2.0. And I think that Ben's got a spine. I think he's going to be cool, and he's not going to be pushed around. And I think that he's a guy's guy, and I think he's a girl's guy, and I'm hopeful that this is going to be a Bachelor that we're not going to roll our eyes at.
I think I agree with that 110%.
Well
Dave,
said.
what do you think of what do you think of
I agree with everything she said. Man, I think he's he'll bring some. I think he's real. I want to see somebody real in there. So he seemed genuine to me. So I go Ben, man. I'm all for it.
Junior, he's a fellow winemaker. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I actually just talked to him today. He's sending some of his wine for the grand opening of this place, but and he said he's going to try to make it, it's on September 10th. So I don't know, because I don't know if he just flat out blatantly say, yeah, I'll be there, and then when he knows he's going to be the next Bachelor. So I'm not sure those rumors are true, because he said he was going to come out and be here, serve his wine and whatever. So
well, yeah, wouldn't filming be in like September, October?
No, it'd be September 20th.
Yeah.
September 20th it starts filming?
Yeah, mine was September 25th when we started. I was on the 22nd, so.
But I don't know what the schedule is for if you're the actual Bachelor. Like, if you have to do some sort of prep work, how long that takes. If you can be out and about in the public eye. But he said he was going to be here, so I don't know. Maybe he doesn't know for sure yet. Maybe they have a couple different guys that they're working with, and
that's possible.
So I'm not sure.
Ty, what do you think of Ben F?
What I saw from Bachelorette this past season, I think he's a cool guy. I've never met him. I just hope if he is the guy, if he is the Bachelor, I just hope that he can add some flair to his, Dave said he was genuine. I hope that he could make it interesting and make it fun, and I'd like to see it get back to that instead of the same old crap and, with all the different drama. Just be fun and be genuine and have a good time, and I think he'll make a good one. He looks like one of those guys that's, that's laid back, and we'll do that. So we'll see.
Don't you think after that boat shot of him, like, in that boat all by himself, going past?
With JP flying over.
Didn't you think that, I think he deserves a show just based upon that shot. Like, the producers that made him do that are evil. That and him just in the boat, that was so sad and pathetic.
Lauren, another girl's perspective. What do you think of Ben F? You think he's thumbs up or thumbs down Bachelor?
He's not dating Jennifer Love Hewitt anymore?
I know.
October?
I'm gonna call Richard Matthey after the show and let him know that his girl's still available.
Dream Girl's available.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
No, I like him. We'll see the whole entire season, but yeah, definitely better than that other Ryan. That I would not be able to handle. So, and I would not have liked it to have been Ames. So, out of those choices, I think Ben F will be the best one out of those.
Speaking of Ames, we're gonna take a Twitter question from Shubu2. Does anyone know what happened between Jackie and Ames? I'm gonna go to Marissa. Marissa, you're friends with Jackie, right? Do you know the lowdown on that?
Yeah, no, I don't know. I haven't talked to her about that. The only thing I read their exit phone interview that they did with the media, and apparently it was him that broke it off, and she still doesn't really know an exact reason as to why. So yeah, apparently it didn't last too long after they got back, and that he called it quits. So.
Craig, Jackie was in Philly with us. Did you hear any behind the scenes on anything that Marissa didn't cover?
No. I did talk to Jackie briefly, too, and she just said that she didn't really quite know what happened and that he had broken off, and she sounded like she was kind of left wondering why herself. And the only thing that I could think of was that he was in the running to be the Bachelor at that point.
Absolutely.
Didn't want to be tied down. So.
That's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
I bet that's what it was.
The only
But
thing
I don't know that
makes
was
sense,
it.
Unfortunately.
Craig, Standout Star wants to know, did anybody else feel the effects of Craig body slamming someone to the ground in Turkish olive oil today in the earthquake back east?
I felt it.
Did you feel that earthquake back east today?
Yeah, man. Actually, two of our law firm's offices were really pretty shaken up by the whole thing. We closed a couple offices here in Philly, so I definitely felt it. It did shaken up. We're not used to this stuff out here. I did hear that I thought that either Natalie had a couple guys in her room, or I thought that Elan Gale was trimming his beard.
Can we please stop that? Because there's idiots out there starting to believe what you guys are saying.
I'm sorry.
Man. All right, this Twitter question goes to David Good. Find My IP wants to know, why do people call Jason Mesning the God, please?
Oh, God, Jason, no.
No, we can't answer that.
Wait, what happened?
No.
Why do you call
Don't-
Jason Mesnick
don't.
the Godfather?
I named him Godfather for a reason
Don't comment.
that I can't comment because he's the Godfather. I can't do it.
Don't.
Kovacs,
would
what are you
kill you
worried
online
about?
right now.
I feel like Kovacs is involved with this naming. Are you?
It is. It happened in Vegas. It happened in Vegas.
100%.
Was that my wedding?
involved.
This
Yeah.
happened in Vegas
It
at
was
my
at your
wedding,
wedding.
and
It was
I
at your
don't know.
wedding.
I don't know what it was. I
I'll
want
tell
an
you.
Jason
email
was walking
breaking.
down the aisle at your
I'll tell you.
wedding. Jesse and David are in the background going, "The Godfathers."
I remember
crying
you
and
two.
laughing.
These two idiots at my wedding.
Dancing?
Me and Ann get married. We walk down the aisle, and I feel
stole
like
your
either
thunder.
Dave or Kovacs smacks me on the ass and then jumps out in the aisle and just walks down the aisle together.
No. We walked down the aisle holding hands together. Jesse and I did right after you guys.
Love you, Dave.
Oh man, so good.
Unreal. All right, guys. Kai Sweetheart 17 says it's not Bachelor Pad Mondays, it's Trainwrecks on ABC. I think I would have to agree with that. With that being said, I think we've talked enough about this week, and until next week, thanks for joining us, guys.
Good show.
Later.